Lamy Dialog 3. Now, you may have noticed that I don't have a lot of Lamy pens. In fact, one of my commenters commented, do you ever do Lamy pens? And then they erased that part of their comment, which is fine. But I do. Lamy 2000 is one of my favorites. The Lamy Imperium, I think it's called that, but I didn't look this up for this video, is one I like the looks of, but I haven't pulled the trigger on. This here is a Lamy Dialog 3. I bought this last winter. I don't know why I haven't written with it more. I inked it up for something else entirely, and I thought, wow, this is fun, and I've been writing with it a lot lately, so hopefully it doesn't run out during this review. It's one of a series. They have a Dialog 1 and a Dialog 2, and I forget what they are. One's a ballpoint. Is the other one a roller ball or a pen? I don't remember. I don't care either. I don't own them. This one I do own. So this has a retractable nib. Now there's not much to it, as far as decoration of these stripes, and that's it. Everything else plain and unadorned, which I kind of like. Goes with their minimalist aesthetic. Lamy put more thought into the mechanics of this pen and the usability. So let me set my pen holder aside, and we'll give you a close-up of a couple features here. First one is, let's do this. Let's put on the magnifier. Just be careful I don't stab anybody's eye out. Whoops. Okay, stay. Alright, so if you look when it's not in use, there's like a ball inside. Now when I start to turn, it's a twist, and I'll show you that action too. The ball slides to the side, and there's the nib. And then the nib begins to come out. This is really hard with this stupid camera. So you can see mine is an oblique medium, and it is a gold nib. It's Lamy's gold nib. Oblique, let me set this on the floor, not on the floor, on the table, so I can hold it steady for you. Oblique means if I hold the pen straight, that the tines are cut at an angle. And that's helpful if you hold your pen rotated. It also gives your writing kind of a unique character. I didn't realize Lamy even sold those obliques, until I found this one. One other thing worth noting, they say that the clip retracts as you open the pen. So let me open the pen. I know this is blurry. It's the best I can do. So, like many people, I thought that meant it would pull the whole way into the pen body. No, it just retracts by like 1 millimeter into the body. Maybe even 0.5 millimeter. Hardly at all. So that was a little bit of a letdown. But that said, it's a nice pen for what it is. It's retractable. I complained I had a Pilot vanishing point. I complained I didn't like how big around it was, and yet this doesn't bother me, and this is bigger around. I was annoyed by the clip being in the way, and I wonder if possibly with this pen that slight retraction is just enough so it's not annoying. I don't know. But anyway, this is a pricey pen, so I will have some remarks on that at the end of the video. So just give you an idea here. You can see what it takes. It's about a half turn to put the nib out. So this is a Lamy Dialog 3 with an oblique medium nib. They also sell an oblique broad, and then I saw the standard, your what are they called? Oh, geez, fine, medium, and broad. My ink is KWZ, Quizzy, Iron Gall, Mandarin. It goes on kind of a nice orange color, and then it dries to more of a pleasant brown. The ink, oh, I should dial down the exposure now that I'm writing. Okay, so as far as flex, I showed you that this is a gold nib. You can coax a little bit of line variation out of it. This is not a flex pen though. If you try to flex this pen, it will go and it will flex beautifully, and then it just won't come back. And by the way, my fingers kind of show how an oblique nib is. Alright, so let's just do a couple diagonals this way, this way. You can see the difference in thickness. Alrighty, and let's see what else we want to do. Wetness and flow. You can already tell this is a very wet writer. I like how this pen writes. Let's see. Smear test. Pretty wet. And then reverse writing, which on an oblique nib ought to be interesting. I don't know if I've done this with an oblique nib before. Really scratchy and really ew. So do not try it. Oh, there we go. There are actually two types of oblique. There's a left foot and a right foot oblique. I guess the normal one is a left foot, like this. The other one is like this, which must be more for left-handers. I don't know. I didn't really research that because I didn't think you would ask, but you asked. Thanks. All right, so we'll do a quote. Alright, so since I'm about to start teaching again, hopefully that won't be me. And by the way, that doesn't just have to do with science, it could be any subject area. But anyway, the remark I was going to make, I always talk about value, and I almost did it out of order because I got a big point about this pen. I bought this, like I said, back in, I don't know, February, March, something like that. And what I did is, I'd been interested in this pen. I made comments on a few people's reviews. A little turned off on vanishing, these vanishing nibs just because of the pilot vanishing point and the pilot Fermo, which, by the way, the Fermo is discontinued from what I just learned. But anyway, a little turned off on them by those pens. And but I got talked into this. Now, the thing with this, you need to wait until these are on sale, because these are ridiculously expensive. And I don't think they're worth it, honestly. Yeah, they're mechanically complex, and that's part of why they're more expensive. And they have a gold nib, and that's part of why they're more expensive. I realize all that. But it's a lot of money for a pen. But if you wait till they go on sale, you can find them on sale, usually at a very substantial discount, which is what I did. I also found them at a retailer who has them at a slightly lower cost anyway. And then I was able to apply a discount code, and then they gave me another partial discount code because of some stuff going on with my order, which you don't really care about, so we won't go there. But anyway, so I got it for the price of kind of an expensive, not the celluloid expensive, I mean an expensive regular Platinum 3776, which I consider pretty good for a pen like this. I enjoyed writing with it. I can't really tell you why it sat so long without being used, but I did enjoy writing with it then. I took it to school quite a number of times and used it for notes and stuff. I actually used this same camera for notes, which hopefully this will become purely a school camera. But anyway, I used this quite a lot. And then summer came, and for whatever reason, I just didn't use it at all. In fact, frequently I would use this whole thing up before I even got to pens in use. I'm like, okay, well, guess I won't use you this week. It has a regular Lamy converter. In fact, since I'm reviewing, let me take it apart. I'm not going to pull the converter, but this is the same one found in like a Lamy Studio. The mechanism unscrews, and you've got a decent ink window. Even when it's in, even though you can't see much of the ink window, you can see enough. And there we go. So yeah, overall, just such an impressive pen, and you can see it needs this to turn the mechanism. And I'm impressed. These lines, these trim lines, basically seem to line up when it's closed. And they seem to behave. A little bit of rubberiness around this end. Very plain pen, but doggone is it a lot of fun. The clip isn't one of my favorite clips. I mean, it will clip. It just doesn't... I kind of have to do this to get it to go over my shirt. It doesn't just naturally slide on because it hugs the body so tightly. But would I buy it again? Honestly, if I could get it at the same discount, yes. I doubt I will get a companion for it in a different nib size though. But if something ever happens to this pen, I will replace it, but not at full price. It's got to be cheaper. So hope that will put it back so we can admire. Not that there's much to admire, but admire it a little bit longer. So anyway, I hope that was interesting. Hope it was useful. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.